Hello, it's me, Robin, with Simple Food, Simple Life. Today, we're going to make another pantry meal. It's a combination of leftovers and what I have in the pantry. So let's see if I can do something with them to make them brand new. All right? Okay, stick with me. Come in the kitchen and let's see what damage I can do. All right, I'll see you there. Okie doke. We're going to make a pantry meal. Aren't you excited? All right, let's see what we have to make this pantry meal out of. I got my big silver bowl out here because that means you know I mean business. So this is what I have to work with. The first thing I've got is leftover stir-fry Rice-A-Roni. Yes, Rice-A-Roni. One night for my dinner, I went downstairs in my pantry and I found a box of stir-fry chicken, stir-fry Rice-A-Roni. I didn't see any chicken in there, but anyway, it's stir-fry Rice-A-Roni. And I had that with some cottage cheese. That was my big meal. But as you can see, I have some left over. So I don't want to waste it, waste not, want not. So that's going to be my starting point for the pantry meal. And so I pulled this out thinking I could make something entirely brand new out of this Rice-A-Roni. So what I have, I've got one egg. Maybe you can see where I'm going here. I have one egg. I have some soda crackers. Can you guess what it's all going to be? So I've got that. I'll use up these first. This may be enough. If not, I can add to that. I have some parsley, and I've got some dried minced onion. I'm going to use that. I have some sweet and spicy Juanita Picante peppers. Peppadews right there. I'm going to use some of those. I think they'll be a pretty color as well as tasty. And I have some soy sauce. And I've got a partial jar of my homemade peach jam, jelly from last summer. This was actually made out of scraps after I made the jam and preserved peaches. I had scraps from peelings and seeds, so I made jelly. If you've never tried it, you should. It works great. And I got a lot of jelly. It was amazing. So, okay, so that's going to be everything that's going in this. Now, oh, and I have some oil. So, I bet you've guessed already what I'm going to do with this, but let's see where it takes us, okay? All right, now, just keep in mind, I'm winging it. I actually pulled this stuff out of my pantry and the refrigerator 5-10 minutes ago, so we'll see what happens. Okay. All right, don't go anywhere. We're gonna get to cooking, and we're gonna make a pantry meal. All right, I've got that partial sleeve of soda crackers in this bag. This is, you know what? This is just a bag liner from cereal. I save all these, shake them out, and I reuse them for things like this. It's better than wasting your zip bags. And I used opened up part of this sleeve. We'll see where this takes us. And I want to beat them, crumb them up. Basically like that. When I get done, I'll show you what I got. Okie doke. You can see that I have crumbed these pretty good. I beat the stuffing out of them. And I can still reuse this bag because this bag didn't rip or anything. I've got my Rice-A-Roni in the big bowl. I'm going to use all of these in the Rice-A-Roni. I didn't measure the Rice-A-Roni. I don't know how much is in there. I'm not putting any salt in here because the saltines are salty, and Rice-A-Roni by its very nature is salty. So I'm not doing that. I'm going to add the egg in here. I may need 2 eggs, but for the time being, I'm going to go with 1 egg. I'm going to add some minced dried onion, and I'm not measuring it. I'm just, I don't know, putting some in. And I'm going to add some parsley. Let's use the other side here. Do some parsley. That'll give it some nice color. And I'm going to add some peppadews. Now these can be kind of spicy. Hang on, let me get a spoon. You notice how prepared I am. I'm just going to go with this tablespoon and see how that goes. Plus, I think I'm going to do a little bit of the juice. Okay? These are really good. I get these at the Dollar Tree for $1, and they're extremely tasty. They're much more expensive if you buy them anywhere else. Okay. All right. So, let's take this, and we're going to, with my immaculately clean hands, we're going to squish this together. And like I said, I may need to use another egg. If I do, matter of fact, I think I'm going to get out another egg just in case. Because I think I have a feeling I may need another egg because of my crackers. So I think I'm just going to go with that other egg right now. You know, sometimes when you're cooking, you just get a feeling about things that maybe you should add more or less. And you know what? Go with your instincts. That's what I say. Go with your instincts. All right. So, what's in Rice-A-Roni? Rice and a macaroni or a pasta product. That's what's in Rice-A-Roni. And spices, seasoning, etc. My late husband loved Rice-A-Roni, and he liked to have Rice-A-Roni. I bet we probably had it maybe once a week, and he liked to put cheese on top of his Rice-A-Roni. I did not. I had mine in its pure form. Consequently, all the kids like to put cheese on their Rice-A-Roni too. Not moi. I am going to add pepper to this because, now you notice I was smart about it this time. I only dirtied one hand with the mixture. Not put too much pepper. Like I said, the peppadews are a bit spicy. All right. So we got it. I think we got it going now. I'm glad I added the other egg. It was a good thing I did. And if you're going to try this, you want to add garlic or something else, go ahead. It's your pantry meal. Do whatever you want. Okay. So there, it's all mixed up nicely. And it smells good. So what I'm going to do, in case you haven't guessed, which I think that most of you have guessed, I'm going to excuse me, I'm going to make patties out of these. Rice-A-Roni patties, and I bet you never heard of that before, but you're watching it here today for the first time. All right, let me wash my hands and we'll proceed. All right, now I put the Rice-A-Roni mixture in the refrigerator because I'm going to make a dipping sauce. Doesn't that sound foodie? Let's have a dipping sauce. That would be awesome. Let me wipe this off a little bit here. So that's why I got these other ingredients out, and I remembered that I had a jar of minced garlic that I got at a very reasonable cost at, I think, oh, I got this at the Dollar General. It was fairly cheap. I was like, what? So anyway, so we're going to start out with a little, we're going to use some soy sauce. So I'm just going to kind of taste this as I go. And I will add as I need to. So I have some soy sauce. I have some vinegar. So I'm going to put some vinegar in here. I don't think I'm going to use that spoon right now. A little vinegar. I'm going to put some garlic in there. I'm going to put in some peach jelly for the sweetness instead of sugar. Let's go with all of that. That's the end of the jar. Let's do it all. Let's go crazy. All right. Now, I'm going to put a tiny bit of oil in here, and then I'm going to put, at the end, I'm going to put this on the burner and cook it down a little bit. And then at the end of it, I will put in a splash of toasted sesame seed oil, which is delicious. If you've never tried it, you should. Some brands are kind of costly, but it goes a long way. I mean, this stuff lasts and lasts because you don't use very much. You just use a very tiny bit. Especially with the toasted. There's sesame seed oil and there's toasted sesame seed oil. Now I'm going to add a little bit of water to this, and then I'm going to stir it up, and then I'm going to taste it. See what we got. So I can add more of something if I need to. And see what that looks like. The garlic is floating around in there. Oh my goodness, I'm such a messy stirrer. What's wrong with me? All right, let's see what we've got here. I'm gonna give it a taste. I think it needs, believe it or not, taste again. I think it needs more vinegar, a smidge, and I think it needs more sweetness. I know that's kind of crazy, but I think it does. So I'm going to use some sugar. Let's see what we can do here. No, just a tad more. I was hoping that my peach jam would be jelly would be sugary enough, but it is not. So let's see what we got. Okay. That's not bad. I'm going to put it on the burner back here. We'll over here. And we're gonna bring it to a boil. I think if I bring it to a boil, the flavor should intensify. I know what it's missing. Just happen to realize what it is missing. It's missing some red pepper flakes. And then the toasted sesame seed oil will add a lot to that at the end. All right, let's get this to cooking. I'm going to cook it down. I'm going to watch it though because I don't want it to boil over. And now let's get out our Rice-A-Roni and we're going to get that all ready to go. All right, here we go. I don't know how many I'm going to get out of these. My oil is hot enough. You know what? One thing too, when you're working with hot fat, work away from yourself, okay? Don't start on the inside and work back. Start on the back and work forward. Does that make sense? That's a helpful hint from Granny, so that you don't burn yourself. All right. I don't want to crowd these. I think if you've watched my other videos and you've seen me make various patties, you heard me say don't crowd them because when we flip these, we're going to flatten them out. Okay? All right, now, what do we got going on back here? We've got our sauce going. You know, I'm wishing I had not added a little bit of that oil in there. So I'm going to add some more soy sauce to this and see what happens. Now, whew, that's zippy. These will splatter a little bit because you're putting a wet product into the hot oil, okay? Let's see, we got 5 going there. I think we're going to be able to do 7. So, if this turns out good, you may want to use a whole box of Rice-A-Roni for your Rice-A-Roni cakes. What should we call them? Do you have any idea what we ought to call them? I don't know. Okay, let's see if we can give them a turn. Well, that one got a little bit dark, but that's okay. We're going to flatten it out. Give this one a little turn. I have to say, they smell good. Now, my thing is, why can't you, if you want to, why can't you add leftover chicken if you have it? Or how about put in a can of tuna? I bet that would be good. Or, I don't know, whatever you like. Maybe you could just add whatever you want to in there. Maybe some frozen peas or something like that. Maybe that would work good. I don't know. I think it's just make it whatever you like. All right, we got our sauce going here. I'm going to turn that up a tad to try to get it down a little bit more. See what that looks like. I have to say I might have gone a little bit berserk on the crushed red peppers, but I say we should go for it. Let's not hold back. Okay. Let us turn these again, I think. See what we got on the other side. Oh, this is good. I think this is going to be good. Don't the pepper dews look pretty in there? I think it adds just a little bit of nice color to it. And these are nice and firm. That's what we're looking for, because we want them to hold together. All right, I'm going to finish cooking these. I will cook these, and I'm going to finish cooking off the dipping sauce, and then we will come back and I'll show you what we have. All right, how does that look? How does my pantry meal look? Think it looks good? Now, in here is the dipping sauce, and frankly, full disclosure, I wish I had not put the oil in there. Next time I will not put the oil in there, because it was separating and I spooned some of that off because I didn't like the way that looked. However, I did put in the toasted sesame seed oil just a little bit, okay? Because it really goes a long way. And honestly, that put this sauce over the top. It's got that great, you know, when you go into an Asian restaurant and you get that, you know, that Chinese food that has that smell. There's that smell that's, it's like toasted, and I don't know, it's just this really good fragrance, and all the combination of it's toasted sesame seed oil. I'm telling you, it will take your any of your Asian food over the top. It's a good pantry staple to have. Okay, so, now this is what I'm going to have with my pantry meal. In keeping with the pantry meal, these come from Dollar Tree, and they are spring rolls. They are vegetable spring rolls. They're very small. They are very, very delicious, and I'm not kidding. There's 10 pieces in here. You can do them in the microwave. You can do them in the oven. You can drop them in some hot fat if you want to. They come out great in the oven. They're crispy and nice, and a serving is 3 rolls. So that's what I'm going to have to accompany my Rice-A-Roni cakes. All right, and I'm going to steam some California blend vegetables, and I think that's going to round out my meal really nicely. But in the meantime, we're going to taste these. I haven't tasted them yet, so let's see what we have. Eeny, meeny, I think I'll take this one. All right, this sounds good. Okay, now I'm just going to put a little bit of these peppadews on there because I think it's going to add a bright freshness. And I'm going to put a little bit of the sauce on my Rice-A-Roni cake. Asian Rice-A-Roni cake with a stir fry. I don't know, what should I call it? Tell me in the comments below what you think I should call this plate of deliciousness. Well, let's see how delicious it is. All right. It's nicely firm. That's good. That's a good thing. We like that. It's crispy on the outside. Soft on the inside. Okay, ready? It's a little crunchy. Mm-hmm. I have to say, that is very, very delicious. Let me get a little more sauce here. I can dip my fork in there because I'm the only one eating it. It's really good. Honestly, it's not it's not overly salty. Some of those strong flavors of the Rice-A-Roni seem to dissipate. But remember, it's got egg and crackers in there as well, so I think you could add more seasoning in here if you like. If I make them again, I will definitely put more seasoning. They're good. They're good. They're really good. Now, why can't you can just use any Rice-A-Roni that you want. Because there's all kinds of flavors out there. Just use whatever you want, make it your own. You know, they have Spanish, like a Spanish Rice-A-Roni. You can, wouldn't that be good with some taco seasoning and some, maybe some leftover taco meat. Incorporate that in there. Oh, yum. And instead of crackers, maybe the crummy bummies in the bottom of your tortilla bag. You know, your tortilla chips. This could be really awesome. Well, I'm happy. I'm satisfied. They look good. They taste really good. I'm glad I put the garlic in the sauce. And you know what? You might have a good recipe for some dipping sauce. Just use that. Or how about sweet and sour sauce? Honestly, just whatever you want, because it's your pantry meal, right? And don't hesitate. You don't have to use leftover Rice-A-Roni. You could just make the Rice-A-Roni, a box of Rice-A-Roni, and just go to town and make all kinds of Rice-A-Roni cakes. Okay? All right, that's it. I hope you like it. I do. And just remember, you were here in the making of this fantastic pantry meal. All right. I love you. You know I do. If I can do this, you can do this. And I mean that seriously. I really do. I appreciate every single one of you. I thank you so much for being here. To my longtime subscribers, I love you. To the new subscribers, I love you. It's the beginning of a beautiful relationship. I just know it is. And please like, subscribe, and share, because other people need to know how to do this stuff, right? We live in weird times right now, but this too shall pass. But sometimes we need to just get a few more skills in there and we'll make it, okay? All right, I love you. And always, always remember that little is much when God is in it. Okay? All right. I'll see you later. Bye.